Sipon ka. Okay, so this time our topic is about leadership communication and executive presence. No? Leadership, communication, and executive presence are vital competencies for executive leaders and supervisors who are expected to influence decision, inspire teams, and represent their institution with credibility. Effective leadership communication goes beyond delivering messages. It involves clarity of purpose, strategic framing, and the ability to engage audiences with confidence and authenticity. Executive presence reflects how leaders project authority, composure, and trustworthiness through their words, actions, and overall demeanor. No, demeanor. Okay, so these competencies shape how leaders are perceived and how effectively they mobilize people toward organizational goals. In the context of public service and organizational leadership, mastering the voice of influence is particularly important to executive and supervisors who operate under constant public scrutiny. Leader must communicate policies, manage expectation, and navigate complex stakeholder environments while maintaining professionalism and ethical standards. Strong executive presence enables leaders to remain credible during uncertainty, while effective communication fosters alignment, trust, and accountability. And these skills are central to leadership development programs and aim at strengthening institutional performance and public confidence. At this point, I would like to give the floor to our presenter.
Good day, everyone. My name is Debbie Ansita, and today we are exploring a topic that often sits at the intersection of skills and instinct: leadership, communication, and executive presence. In the context of our MPA 204 course, we aren't just looking at how to give a speech. We are looking at how a leader manages their most valuable asset, their influence. Leadership communication is the a government agency or managing a nonprofit. Your ability to protect authority and communicate vision is what determines your success. Over the next few minutes, we will break down the academic theories of Goleman, Northouse, and Robbins to see how we can cultivate these traits in our professional lives. Let's start by looking at what exactly makes up presence. It isn't just one thing, it is a triangle of three specific pillars. Introduction and the core concept. Most of us can recognize a leader the moment they walk into a room. It isn't magic, it's a specific combination of how they communicate and the presence they project. Today, we aren't just talking about being a good speaker. We are talking about how a leader uses their voice, their body language, and their emotional intelligence to influence other and drive organizational result. The three pillars of executive presence. Gravitas. This is the most important pillars. It's about staying calm when the house is on fire. As Goleman highlights in his work on emotional intelligence, your ability to regulate your emotions determines whether people trust your judgment. Communication, it's not just what you say, but what you frame it. Executive don't rumble, they speak in headlines, giving the conclusion first and the details second. Appearance, think of appearance as a filter. If you don't like you belong in the role, people may never listen long enough to hear your great ideas. Communication as a leadership tool. Listening as communication. According to Robbins and Judge, communication is a loop. The best leader spends more time active listening than they do talking. This builds psychological safety and uncovers the real problems in an organization. The power of framing. In public administration, we deal with complex policies. A leader's job is to take that complexity and frame it into a clear, compelling stories that stakeholders can get behind. The public sector context, the trust factor. In the public sector, our presence is tied to a public trust. As noted in Den Hart research, public administrators must project transparency. If your communication feels guarded or corporate, you lose the community's confidence. Navigating politics. Executive presence in governance means being able to stand your ground in front of a board or a committee without being aggressive. It's about assertive voice. Developing your own presence is a muscle, not a gift. Many believe you are born with presence. The research from the Center for Creative Leadership proves otherwise. It is a set of behavior you can practice, like eliminating filler words and mastering eye contact. The video mirror. One of the best way to improve is to record yourself. You'll notice the small habits, fidgeting and or looking down that dilute your authority. Conclusion. Leadership communication is the bridge between a vision and its execution. Without executive presence, that bridge is shaky. With it, you don't judge manage people, you inspire them. To wrap up, here are three simple executive secrets that can help you move from being a good manager to a confident, credible leader. Master this, and people will naturally listen and follow. Number one, the 738-55 rule. First, remember the 738-55 rule. Only 7% of your impact comes from the words you use. 38% come from your tone of voice and 55% from your body language. That means how you stand, move, and sounds matters more than the script itself. Don't just practice what to say, practice how you say it. Number two, the power of the pose. Second is the power of the pause. Strong leaders don't rush to answer tough questions. They pause for a few seconds, think, and then respond. This shows confidence, gives you control of your room, and makes people pay attention. Silence when you use well is powerful. Number three, be authentically you. Finally, be authentic. Executive presence is not about acting or copying someone else's style. If it feels fake, people will notice. Real presence comes from being the best version of yourself. As leadership expert, Northouse say, trust is the foundation of leadership, and trust only comes from authenticity. Get these three right, and your message won't be just heard. It will make an impact. Thank you po.
The presentation emphasizes that effective leadership communication at the executive level begins with intentional message design. Executives must align their communication with strategic priorities and institutional values, ensuring consistency across formal and informal channels. Clear and purposeful messaging helps supervisor understand expectations and translate executive vision into operational action. And this strategic alignment strengthens coherence, no, and reduces misinterpretation across organizational level. Another insight highlights executive presence as a dynamic leadership capability rather than a fixed personal trait. Executive presence is developed through self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and disciplined communication under pressure. Leaders who demonstrate calm, confidence, and respect during challenging situations reinforce trust and authority. Hindi yung sisigaw kapag galit, ano? Supervisor who model these behaviors contribute to a culture of professionalism and stability within their teams. So the presentation underscore the role of influence as a leadership the role of influence as a leadership outcome of effective communication and presence. So executives and supervisors who master their voice of influence can motivate action without relying solely on positional power. Influence is strengthened through active listening, credibility, and adaptive communication styles. In executive leadership and supervisory development, these competencies enable leaders to manage conflict, resolve conflict, of course, manage change, and sustain organizational commitment in complex public service environment. Okay?